The Amazing World of Gumball has consistently been one of the highest quality shows to ever touch Cartoon Network, but like every show, it does have its fair share of stinkers, and boy does the community love to talk about it. Personally, I feel like I've watched too many videos and had this conversation too many times. The laziest is trash, the limit is trash, the girlfriend killed my girlfriend. Well, I wanted to review them again, but for a different reason. To find the good and the bad, to see what the episode actually got right. The highlights and the good moments usually get overshadowed in discussions about them, and I'm more interested in looking at what even the worst episodes have to offer. What's good, boys? It's RT. Hope you're having a good day and didn't fall down the stairs. This is gonna be biased because I'm using the 20 worst from my own ranking of every episode, although it's been a while since I did that, so I switched a few around to be more in line with my current opinion. Also, if you enjoyed this video, help me out a lot if you scroll down below and scroll back up, alright? Just enjoy the video. Don't hit nothing. We don't gotta be transactional, just enjoy the video. Look, I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm tired of doing episode summaries, so I thought of another idea that was very simple. Create a virtual clone of myself who only exists to read cartoon plots. If anyone can hear me, please send help. Bro, no one's coming to help you, bro. Season 1, episode 11, The Laziest. Richard claims he's the laziest person in all of Elmore, and challenges the boys to beat him in a lazy-off. Loser has to do the chores. And they try their hardest, but they cannot even come close to Richard's bum levels. And they decide to go to the hardest working guy in town, Larry. Because before he was hardworking, he was such a bum that he used to have the nickname Lazy Larry. So after the boys completely destroy his life, take away his car, his house, his girl, he sinks into a depression that turns him back into Lazy Larry. Once they achieve this, they finally go back home, and then...
Hi, this is Lazy Larry.
Hey Larry, it's
But I'm too lazy to pick up the phone.
Well, I mean, that's the end of it. Larry doesn't come up again for the rest of the episode. Richard beats the boys in the lazy-off. Roll credits. If you just cut out the section with Larry, you got what is, in my opinion, a great episode.
Everything all right, son?
The musical section that the sugar cubes have, one of my favorite bits has always been when we go inside of... Okay, let me phrase this right. One of my favorite bits that they do in the show is when we go inside of Gumball's body and his organs start to talk and sing. And I find the fact that most of this episode takes place in just one room to be very creative. Putting limitations on the show forces them to be more creative and more intentional with the space that they're given. And they're still able to set up tension and action just sitting in the living room. Season 1, episode 16, The Kiss. Granny JoJo's first episode where she comes over to stay and babysit the kids and immediately traumatizes her grandchildren. Frame 1, she kisses Gumball right in the mouth.
Come on, Gumball. Just get it over with.
Well, it's easy for you.
Gumball's mind's completely broken. He can't eat, sleep, or do anything anymore without thinking about the kiss, so Darwin tries to put him through something even more gross to get him to forget about it. The original cringe episode. You know, I can't say I fully hate this one because I really don't have much hate in my heart for season 1, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to say I hate it when you can still see it coming together and you see all the characters in their original versions not exactly who they'll fully develop to be yet. This one I mostly didn't watch because I'm not a fan of gross out, but Granny JoJo was actually pretty good. I love how she's kind of a nerd for TV and how nonchalant she is. She does not care about these kids, man.
Where's the blue one?
Here I am.
Say my name.
And just forces Anais to haul her shit up the stairs. And because of that, we got Demon Anais. So I think at the end of the day, we all win. Ethan won. Episode 19, the robot. The first episode about Bobbert. After he gets made fun of for being too robotic, Gumball and Darwin meet up with him and try to help him act more human to get him some more friends.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm cool walking. You look like you're horse riding nothing.
I concur with the aquatic life form.
But it backfires when Bobbert's actually evil and he just decides he's gonna steal Gumball's life instead.
Bye, Gumball.
I'll pick you up at 8, Cupcake.
What?
Cupcake! Cupcake! What do you think you're doing? When I said you could copy me, I didn't mean steal my life!
But I gotta be honest, I can't really blame much of this on Bobbert. I mean, first of all, Gumball said he could copy him. Second of all, Gumball's real friends and family, his loved ones that see him every day, looked at this and didn't think a single thing was wrong. I don't remember liking this one very much, but I've definitely come around to it recently as Bobbert has grown into one of my favorite side characters in the show. He's just a really wholesome guy. Sassy. What the hell? Whoa! What the hell-y? What the hell-y-ante? What the hell-y Burton? Say something for the people, bro. Can't say that. Trying to get me canceled. My highlight is 100% Bobbert's transformation in the backyard during the final battle. The transformation is just so dope and cool looking, and as a plus, Bobbert is OP. Like, they already made Bobbert's base form OP as hell, so when he transforms into like an upgraded version, we're looking at a monster. I love how one tiny laser blasts Darwin through a fence, but a nuclear bomb has like no effect on this trash can. Season 2, episode 30, The Limit. The whole family's out shopping in the grocery store, and they won't stop bothering Nicole until she buys what they want. So she just sends them to the car. But they won't stand for this. They go back in over and over and over again to try and trick Nicole.
Hey, you listen to the man when he's talking!
This episode is one of the reasons why I'm so happy I'm doing this video. In looking back in an episode I remember hating, trying to find flaws in it, I realized I actually really like it. Like, originally, I think my problem was that the rest of the family had become so predictable and mean-spirited that it was just annoying to watch them. And looking at it now, I realize that the family is acting so annoying to kind of symbolize everything that Nicole has had to go through putting up with this family. Then I started to see how creative they were getting with the supermarket. The writers used this environment intentionally to write a lot more bits that you could only see in the supermarket. Like Gumball using the intercom, or Nicole chasing the boys throughout the aisles. And at the end, everyone does apologize. It's a good little happy feel-good ending after a completely deserved Nicole crash out. Flip the script, I stand by this episode. Maybe it's a little bit annoying, but overall, I like it a lot. Season 2, episode 32, The Promise. Banana Joe, everybody's favorite fruit. Usually he's a happy, funny-go-lucky guy, but this time he's really going through some mental struggles. He is pissed at Gumball and Darwin when they get on the bus for not really being the best friends you could ask for, so Darwin commits to trying to make him feel better by promising him to hang out this weekend. But here's where it starts to get wicked. Him and Gumball already have plans this weekend to play this game that they've been waiting to drop for weeks now. So Darwin's left with the choice between Banana Joe, who he feels guilty for, or Gumball. Here, y'all keep an eye on her. Listen, okay, shout out Banana Joe. I love bro. He's silly, he's goofy, he's funny. But like, what Gumball said here?
Can't believe you'd go and get tangled up with some menial banana problems and forget about our weekend. I like Banana Joe. He's like my favorite fruit, but I'm not gonna ruin the gaming weekend of the century for a weekday friend. I
would 100% rather watch Gumball and Darwin go stupid on a game all weekend than whatever the hell Banana Joe's got going on. So for my highlight, again, I'm gonna have to say every scene without Banana Joe. The boys trying to find a seat on the bus and everyone turning on them. I really like the sussy one for some reason.
Thank you, Sussy. You're a gentleman and a lady. Oh, what is that?
The leather makes Sussy sweaty.
Well, on second thoughts, what kind of gentleman could rob such a fine lady ever see?
They freak out when they find out their game is dropping. Gumball getting a new nickname. All the scenes have the boys playing off each other really well for some great bits.
It's supposed to be just you and me, man. Don't you remember?
Actually, that's not what I remember. When it comes out, you and me, buddy,
And Banana Joe.
we're gonna buy this game and play it till we're purple.
Enough with the brainwashing!
Season 3, episode 2, The Fan. Who's that girl with the yellow color cream and acts like a creep for the boy of her dreams? It's Sarah. It's Sarah. Sarah's last major appearance was last season in The Sweaters, when Gumball and Darwin didn't really know much about her as they were giving her a tour around the school. That completely changes in this episode, where they go from not knowing enough about her to knowing way too much. And they find out that Sarah is actually obsessed with them both and has been stalking them for God knows how long because she's their biggest fan. She feels sad and lonely after they tell her to stop stalking them, so they try to apologize to her by reenacting one of her fanfic. What I don't like about this one? Sarah. I don't feel bad for her in the slightest when the boys get mad at her for stalking them. What I do like about this one is Sarah.
The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
Sarah! All the grass is on fire, and so is the gosh darn fence! Okay, what is that? Who's laughing?
I like this meta aspect added to her character, where she's so aware of television and character dynamics that she like references them around other people and kind of controls the narrative of the show a little bit, because adding that to her character set up for more episodes down the line, like the shippening, which I think are really good, and other episodes like the test that I think are really good. I think Sarah's character in general is one that I really liked. It's just her development to get to that point had a little bump in the road here, where I don't think the stalker stuff was really that necessary. Season 3, episode 14, The Move. So up until this point, Gumball? My favorite show, The Amazing World of Gumball.
Today's lesson is, where does babies come from?
Dude, what the fuck?
Show us, Paul.
So Gumball hasn't talked to Clayton much up until this point. Last time they really did anything together was season 2, episode 13, The Skull. In that episode, Gumball and Darwin learned that Clayton just can't tell the truth. He lives his entire life through lies. This time, Clayton is still a liar. Bro cannot stop fabricating the truth for any reason.
Dude, what kind of world do you live in?
Seriously? This is how you see yourself? And this is how you see us?
Dude, you're living a lie!
And a weird one, too.
His entire view of reality is so goofy and main character coded, and because he starts lying on their name, the boys try to help him get all of his lies out at once. Clayton has always just been such a sad case in this show, cause like, I've just never seen a character with such a cool or important power used so little when they're being focused on. He did not transform into anything once this entire episode. Instead, we get scenes of Tobias trying to rizz up every girl in the school.
Hey girl.
I do low-key find these really funny because, well, why did he think this would work? It feels like he learned a bunch of cat calls from the internet and didn't know which one to use, so he just blended them all together. I always found the relationship between Clayton and Tobias to be really weird because it feels like Clayton's personality is just a copy-paste of Tobias. Even in Darwin's yearbook that was supposed to be focusing on Clayton, it was actually just a Tobias episode. This dude is just so lame. Season 3, episode 24, The Man. Granny JoJo, Gumball's grandma, who's usually just mean and depressing and puts down the family, is actually happy today, and it's not because it's her birthday and they're celebrating it, but because she found herself a little boo thing. This is Louis, her new boyfriend, and Richard's new stepfather, which he is not happy with at all.
What is father gonna say when he comes back?
Father?
Yeah, you said he left to buy some milk 42 years ago. He could be back any minute.
Let me know. Let me know. Do you love the way I do it? Rubbing your body. Rubbing your body. Rubbing your body. I'm glad I revisited this one too because I've started to come around to it. I remember not liking it when I was little because I just didn't enjoy Richard episodes as much, especially when he was just acting really stupid and sad and crying the whole time. Now I'm starting to really empathize with him. I think this opened the door to learning more about his family, which is always nice with the main characters, and also more dad jokes, which are the best.
How about a joke? Knock knock.
Dad?
What? No.
Season 6, episode 43, The BFFs. Randomly, a Furby-looking dude shows up to the Watterson house. Darwin thinks this dude is just some random, like a Jehovah's Witness or something, but Gumball is excited to see him again. This is Fuzzy, who Gumball calls his BFF, and this is the first time we learn Gumball apparently had a best friend before Darwin. Darwin finds that sketchy as hell, but after he's led away because Gumball thinks he's just being jealous or whatever, it turns out that Fuzzy was actually evil and leads Gumball into the woods where he plans to trap him and have playtime forever. And I love when Darwin gets jealous because he just turns into a ball of sass, but this one felt like a slog. Favorite thing?
So was it serious?
Yeah, you know, things were moving along. We'd moved into a hideout together. What are you doing now?
Oh, just looking for a darn to give.
Season 3, episode 22, The Bros. It's the BFFs again, but this time, instead of some random Furby, it's with Penny. Penny and Gumball are finally together. You know, 2 episodes before this, they had their very first kiss, but as they try to romance each other, Darwin has been kinda dealing with some mental issues. He's not really prepared for his buddy getting swept away and taken like this. So Darwin starts to get in the way and thinks Penny is some kind of devious force sent here to steal his brother. So he crosses a boundary and he starts stalking Penny, and Penny decides that enough is enough and that her and Gumball need to take a break until him and Darwin can fix their issue.
What are you doing?
Whatever it takes for you to still love me. Is it working?
If by working you mean making me nauseous, then
Overall, I don't enjoy Darwin being the weird stalker as much. We see in other episodes that Gumball will not stop talking about Penny sometimes, and it must be annoying to go through this new change in your life with this new person taking basically your best friend. So it makes sense that Darwin would act a little bit out of pocket, but I think I prefer it when Darwin is the voice of reason. There are a few bits in here that did make up for it though, like Darwin becoming the #1 overall draft pick and yamming on Penny, bro. Oh my god, this basketball scene. I've never seen more hater energy. No reason to do all that. What have you ever seen somebody smack the water cup out of someone else's hand on the bench? Season 4, episode 22, The Girlfriend. Right after 2 of the best episodes in the entire show, you know, the origins part 1 and 2, we get straight into the most hated of all time. Here we see the school bully Jamie go through her usual bullying charade until she gets confused when she sees Alan and Carmen dating and being in love. She's never experienced that before, so she wants to go out and try it herself. And the only person around for her to take that doesn't immediately flee is Darwin. Gumball spends the whole episode trying to convince Darwin to just break up with Jamie, and Darwin decides the best thing that he can do is
Ride out the storm and say nothing.
Is this nigga serious?
Jamie just keeps on beating up his family, and he just doesn't do anything about it.
Jamie! You don't understand. Love is not something you take, it's something you earn.
You think I'm stupid? You think I don't know what love is?
you know, dude, all you had to do was keep your mouth shut and say nothing.
I think this episode is pretty messy with something that's a sensitive subject matter to a lot of viewers. And I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I really liked about this one was when Jamie dropped some ancient knowledge.
Nipples!
What?
A coconut has milk, but it doesn't have nipples, which means it's not a mammal. It's a hairy milk carton from a tree.
Season 5, episode 27, The Menu. Richard overhears the boys talking about a Joyful Burger secret menu item. The types of things you can only order if you're in on the details. So him and the boys go out looking for it, and they find out from Larry that to even taste this delicious item, they need to go and eat a burger from every single Joyful Burger in Elmore. And there are a lot of locations.
Dad! What's going on with your face?
I think it's sword!
What's that?
Sweat made out of lard.
Lard and oil and sweat oozes from his pores, and his heart starts putting in overtime just to keep him alive. All for him to finally get to the final burger at the end, and he is unable to eat it because he's already stuffed himself so much. I'm glad I revisited this one because I've kind of come around on it. Yeah, I mean, that end scene is hard to watch, definitely a skip, but I like that the episode is kind of just one big critique of fast food in general, something that they hadn't really done on the show before. My favorite part is the progression up the corporate ladder as Gumball and Darwin were working for Joyful Burger, started making delicious and loving food, and then came up more and more stuff that's associated with big business, like the unfair payment of workers, animal testing, CEOs being heartless monsters, and how unhealthy the food actually is. And what better way to show that than with the most disgusting scene in the show? You know what's kind of crazy? In 2022, a movie came out called The Menu. Spoiler warning, spoiler. And the main villain basically went through the same thing that Gumball and Darwin are going through. They copied them word for word, bar for bar. Not really, but I never really made this connection before. I kind of appreciate that they used a scene like that in an episode like this where they're really trying to get that message across. I mean, I still don't want to watch it, but like, I get why they put it here. Season 5, episode 33, The Worst. All the Watersons had a pretty bad day, and bring that energy home with them. Gumball and Darwin hate being men because of toxic masculinity. Nicole's tired of being a woman because of misogyny in the workplace. Anais is tired of being a kid because, holy shit, and Richard is tired of being an adult because he's old. Once they all get home, they all start arguing about who had the worst day, who has the worst life, and they figure the best way to solve this whole argument is to have everybody swap lives for a day, just to walk a mile and the other person choose and see what they're going through. This was a terrible idea. They all had the worst day ever again, and they all just come to the conclusion that everybody's life sucks sometimes. My only problem with this episode is its lack of subtlety. It really spells out everything it's trying to address, just so you won't miss it.
It's like playing one of your video games without the stick of happiness.
Do you mean the joystick?
No, I meant...
Yeah, I think she meant joystick.
What I do like about it, I mean, if you look around season 5 of Gumball, you'll find a lot of episodes where the entire family is getting included more often. You know, the copycats, the box, the fuss, the choices. And this focus was absolutely a good thing and plays a role in making all of these episodes better. But out of this episode, we still got the Omi and we got this ending.
Oh no, that's the problem. Men just don't listen. Women always get cut off in the middle of their...
And that was enough bad episodes for me. Now I gotta run this back and do great episodes. I'm gonna go now. I'll see y'all in a little bit, maybe in like a few seconds if you check out any of these other Gumball videos, but I'm gonna head out now. Alright, y'all have a good day. Peace, peace.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you like RT60, you should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you like RT60, you should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you like RT60, you should like and subscribe.